Well, good morning, everyone. Warm welcome to my YouTube channel, Making It in Austria. I'm your host, Adela Janic. We are surely a little bit over 100 episodes. So this is going to be 102nd and 103rd. If you have not yet checked the 100th episode, please do so. There's a lovely interview with me and Natalia Villanueva Garcia. She was so great to be the one who decided to interview me and to, get behind the scenes and the reasons why Making It in Austria exists, what's all about. And the second part is also about some certain tools for self-discovery, self-love. So if you don't know them, tune in and, let us know what you think. Today, my special guest is Marina Crnoja-Cosic. Marina, warm welcome to the community.
Many thanks, Adela. Thanks for the invitation. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, warm welcome. So I have interviewed people from over 50 countries, but I do have many guests from Balkan, especially from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I'm very honored to have you. And I did get to know you a little bit through one of the posts on LinkedIn, I believe it was, from the 5 million Bosnian and Herzegovinans association or group on LinkedIn. And I was very curious to hear about you and your story, your way to Austria. So let's hear from you firstly, Marina. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Adela. I really like that you were recognized about 5 million people from Bosnia and Herzegovina, that you recognize this platform there, and I'm really proud to be the part of that, and a really great platform, and where we connect the people from Bosnia and try to learn each other and to bring each other forward and to help each other, and in many topics and many industries. But thank you again that you exactly recognize this platform, because it's a I'm very proud to be the part of that. Yeah. So thanks. Where should I start? To talk a little bit about probably about my history.
Yes.
I'm, as you said, Marina Crnoja-Cosic. Not easy to pronounce it. I have always problems when I like to introduce myself. But I'm from, as you said, from Bosnia and Herzegovina. I'm from Jajce. It's the nicest city in over the world. Very neutral, my opinion. And I was born there 50 years ago, and I was thinking I will spend all of my life there. Yeah, that was the plan. And but after finishing my high school, I decided to study. 1990, I actually left my city of Jajce, and I go to Zagreb to study, and I left intact world, and I was firmly convinced and determined I will come back. Work in the chemical factory, because I decided to study chemistry, textile chemistry, and to be the part of the big chemical company in Jajce, walk to the streets every day after I finished my work, and meet the children, and they greet me with "Hello, Marina, how are you today?" And so that was actually my plan. Really, very easy life. And really, I never thought about living abroad. Zagreb was already a deep foreign country for me. Yeah. And and then 1990s and middle of my study, the war came. First in Croatia, then in Bosnia as well. And I will never forget the last time I was in Jajce, actually. And last time also I saw my father. and he told me all through there was already having fighting in Croatia, heavily fighting in Croatia, and he said to me, "No, that won't happen to her yet." Yeah, and that with these words I left my city and saw my father last time, and only 2-3 weeks after that, everything was destroyed. Yeah, and then we arrived when we arrived in Austria. Okay, I finished my university, and my mother and my sister arrived in Austria, and I came also. There were just the three of us: my mom, my sister, and myself, and another fight began at that time, and we were in group of people, refugees people from Bosnia, and there were the people really with very, very sad history, sad destiny, and it was really for me the first challenge actually to calm down, to say, okay, Marina, you lost your city, you lost your father, but when you see all of those other destinies, you can be you are in the safe place. You have your mother and your sister, and just think how to go forward with that. And of course, the biggest challenge was for me mentally, in the mental sense, it was to figure out what I'm doing actually here, what I want to do here, and of course, the first was to solve the existential problems, and when we had that partly solved, then I really had a big mental problems with really asking myself, what did I want? What was my path here in Austria? And by pragmatically, the first and most important thing was to learn the language, because we had some touch with this language in school, but you can imagine that was not really something I was proud of, that, because to say I learning German for years and knowing nothing, that was not really but that was a basis. It was a basis, and we started to learn the language, my sister, myself, but and we had a very big portion of luck, because we had a opportunity to learn the language with a professor from the school in Austria, and she was really ready, without paying anything, to give us the language lessons 5 times per week, and in very, very intensive. And then actually we were more or less, we had a basic language knowledge, and we were ready to do something then else. Yeah. And I decided, actually I didn't really know what I want to do, because to find a job with my finished university from Zagreb was not an easy thing, because it was at that time, the whole educated people, refugees from Bosnia, they had great opportunity in Scandinavia to learn the language without paying anything, to get the money to buy to rent the flats, to possibilities to work in their own knowledge or study business. And in Austria was not the case. In Austria was really difficult to get work permission for educated people. And that was my decision at that time to continue my study. And that was the reason, actually, I decided to make the PhD. And I was also talking with people and try to get some inputs. And the best advice I got at that time was from a lady. She told me, just think about what do you want to do. and you have all possibilities. Just keep that in mind and think what is your way. And I said, oh, actually, I want to study. And she said, yes, then go study. and that was my way to Vienna, because I was until that in Upper Austria. And to Vienna, I came there, and I wanted to went to the Technical University on Karlsplatz, and asked the people there that I like to do my PhD. And he asked me, and where's your doctor father? And I said, how can I find Dr. Father? And he gave me some advices in the student department there. And actually, I went to the department of analytical chemistry, because it was a part of chemistry I liked. Actually, it was not a purpose; it was just actually destiny. I met the guy, and he said, yeah, what do you want to do? I said, I went to my PhD, and I like analytical chemistry. It would be great if I could find a place here. And he said, yeah, just come with me. It was what's the English word for that? The head of department, and actually we did some of interviews, and he looked to my old certification I had with me from Zagreb, and he said, yeah, I have feeling you will do that great job here. And actually, that was the start of my PhD in Vienna on the Technical University. That was the Professor Grasserbauer. And I started, and my Dr. Vater was actually there in Rosenberg. He is now the professor also there in Vienna. And we spent a great 3 years. I spent great 3 years on the university, and then finished my PhD. And that was the time then to start to the industry. To go to the industry, because I had opportunity to stay in the university, because I had already the assistant position there, but I decided to go to the industry because I wanted to connect my knowledge from Zagreb, from my university knowledge from my PhD, and actually I want to move the thing forward in the industry world. And that, as I had previous knowledge from fibers, from Zagreb, because I did my master in textile chemistry and fiber chemistry. I decided actually to try to go to Lenzing. Lenzing was and is the biggest fiber producer in Austria, in Europe, and in the worldwide, making man-made cellulosic fibers for apparel, textile in general, hygiene industry, and so. And for me, was when I have to go to the fiber industry, then I go to the biggest one, and that was that was the reason to move to Upper Austria back, and left Vienna, but I'm still missing Vienna and feeling like home, like it's my home, because in Jajce, it's my hometown, but when I'm in Jajce, I want to go home back to Austria. When I'm here, then I'm going back to Jajce, to home. But Vienna is the city I'm really feeling, as it's something mental, but it's a great feeling when I'm in Vienna. But nevertheless, I'm since but no, I'm not like think about 2001, actually, I'm in Upper Austria back.
Wow.
Yeah, and I spent almost 20 years working for Lenzing in different positions, and for me was always the red line: professional work, innovation. Is my really red line. I had responsibilities from research to business development and application development, but always the red line: innovation, going forward, cooperation with partners, building up the teams which can move in the same not the same direction, but in the same speed as myself. That's very important to me. And yeah, that was the time in Lansing, in time in the industry. And then I always, that was when I left Lansing, my last meeting with human resources was actually, I'm very actually sad. I had a feeling I'm leaving somebody I'm loving. And I was always thinking I came to stay actually in Lansing, but for some reasons, but mostly the reason was the not having the possibilities anymore to move the things I want to do. And I see it's important to move it. Yeah. And that was for me to listen to say goodbye. And the same time, it's always in life, I get the possibility to move to the other great fiber company in Germany, in Kelheim. And I spent almost 5 years there now. Great possibility there also to build up the new business development, to build up the new teams, to connect a little bit in a different part of the supply chain, like in Lansing, more in hygiene business, nonwovens industry, which was also a great learning for me, and great network, the additional network I had now. But the things economically in Germany and in general, they are getting or going very bad now, and the Kelheim has some of problems to survive. And of course in the very different economical situation, you have to cut the costs, and one of those, unfortunately, was the cutting innovation costs. And that for me was the momentum. I said now to the people, the colleagues there, now is the time to separate, because I was here to do these things, and when that's not existing anymore, then it's time for me to leave. And yeah, and now I'm here, 25 years experience in fiber industry, with great network I have. And I had some interviews because for the new jobs, but I wanted to do, when I go to have the new job, then that should be really something I like. I have a feeling I can move the things, and until that is not coming, I decided to build up my own company, consulting company now, the MCC Innovare, and try to bring my knowledge to the industry on another way. Yeah. That's a little bit history about more or less about my coming to Austria way, and my actually professional way in Austria.
Thank you, Marina. So that was a flow. There was a flow. So, and I see that we have 5 more minutes together. So that was a really nice flow. Thank you for sharing. There was quite a lot of personal information and personal things as well. So I'm thinking what to ask you before we wrap up. How do you feel with 2 identities? You mentioned it, Marina. So it's like Bosnian, being in Bosnia, and in Austria, when in Bosnia, going to Austria. So if you can summarize something for us, so how is the living after so many years?
Yeah, actually, I'm feeling a little bit homeless, actually, that's the right feeling now, because I have 2 homes, but I have feeling when I'm getting older, I have more the feeling I don't have any home anymore. That's the feeling right now, very, very honestly. Yeah, probably it's just momentum, but it's just a feeling now. As I said, I can be always at home, but really this feeling, wow, I can only a little bit feel in Vienna, as I said. Of course, in Upper Austria here, I'm for many years here. My daughter was born here, and she's feeling here at home. Yeah, and but for me, it's not really complete feeling at home. Yeah, and that's the destiny, because I have more a feeling now with increasing my ages. My country actually, as I had it, that doesn't exist anymore, and uh, Bosnia and Herzegovina is of course is I'm feeling like pooh when I'm there, but it's also the sad feeling, you know. I have a feeling I have to protect myself when I'm more than 7 years in Jajce, 7 days in Jajce, you know. Then then the emotion is coming, feelings are coming, which are not really nice. It's more the heart, and yeah, that's a little bit complicated, but it's a feeling right now. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing. So, and the reason I asked is one of the things that when I talk to friends and also moms that moved to Vienna 10 years ago or 10, 15 years ago, because there's a difference, you know, like 10 is still a little bit fresh, you know. So we also have some, you know, now we are starting to think, especially, you know, when the kids come, when you start your family, so then, you know, you're kind of with both legs, but there is some of these feelings that you cannot really pinpoint and say
Yeah,
what it is,
yeah,
what it is.
exactly.
So how do I feel here? And how do I feel back then? Can I be on both sides?
Exactly.
And honestly, so there's also the geopolitical situation that also affects these feelings,
Yeah, of
that
course.
steers them back and forth. And on top of that, so we are the generations that know what the war means, what the separation means, what the loss
Exactly.
means, what, you know, meaning all of that. So it boils a little bit. So there's a lot of feelings within us that we cannot really explain, you know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you feel something. So like something is
yeah.
missing. So you're here like, and then you're there like,
Yeah, yeah, that's really right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's also nice to have
Yeah.
two
Yes.
possibilities. That's
Yeah,
also
yeah, that's privilege,
fun.
you know.
Yes,
And
that's a
maybe we
privilege.
are
Yeah,
the generation that knows both worlds. And for you, it's even different because you know the Yugoslavia before. So it's like some different
yeah,
worlds that we need to somehow, you know, bring to peace together.
exactly.
And our generation, and I believe my daughter will have a different view, and she will
Yeah,
feel that this is her world, and this is where she lives, and this is where her friends, and then she goes to visit
yeah,
family back to Bosnia. Who knows? But I think the geography, but also the emotions that we have within us are, yeah,
yeah.
sometimes not easy to explain and to share.
We have tried to put it in positive way. I think
Yes,
that's
yes,
something.
yes. We love both worlds, and I.
Yeah,
But we sometimes feel. So if you think how we are thinking and feeling, sometimes we feel incomplete. It's a bit
yeah.
complicated. It's
That's
incomplete.
exactly the right
Something's
feeling.
just
We see.
missing over there, and you would like to have it. Yeah. Uh, so Marina, thank you so much for being so open with us, and thank you for sharing your story. And thanks everyone for watching. Please do get in touch with Marina. She's on LinkedIn as well. So do get in touch. I hope, Marina, we meet in Vienna. So warm welcome anytime you're in Vienna.
Thank
So
you
we
so
would want
much. Would love that.
to have a coffee with you, to introduce you to many other great people, businesswomen of Bosnia and Herzegovina, for instance. So thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, Adela, and hope to see you really soon. And until that, all the best, and
Thank you.
many thanks for invitation.
Of
Thank you.
course. Thank you for being my guest. And thanks everyone for watching this episode. Please do subscribe. Please do comment, share with your community, and to get in touch with Marina. Have a wonderful day and greetings from Vienna and Upper Austria.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Goodbye.